All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another week. We're at pre-show right now. We got 5 more minutes till we go and queue up the show, and we'll get to the content today, which is all about business credit 101. So we're going to talk about some foundations of business credit. In the meantime, you guys can go and comment down below where are you guys from and what are you guys up to right now. If you guys are not at work, well, go and share with us where you guys are at right now. At home, maybe you guys are taking a bath, or I don't know what you guys are doing, but we'd love to hear and connect with you guys. So go and comment down below. I got my phone up to see all of your guys' questions. So, and I got my green tea. So it is getting colder here in Chicago, so you need something to get to drink to warm up. So let me just close this door real quick too. There we go. So guys, go and comment down below. Where are you guys from? What are you up to? And maybe share what you had for this for breakfast, or maybe if you're in California, you are eating breakfast right now. So we'll see what happens. Okay, cool. Super duper exciting for today, because we're gonna go cover something that we don't normally like to talk about a lot, but I think this is something that we will get into. And this is something that I mentioned last week during our Q&A show. We're gonna have a whole series just on credit. We're gonna go spend about a month talking about credit, and I think that's a big issue right now, mainly because a lot of Americans, including Canadians and British, credit is a topic that comes up quite often. And of course, if you're using our HELOC strategy, to even get a HELOC, you have to have a decent credit score. So we're gonna talk about how to improve your credit. We're gonna go through a series. If you have any sort of debt collection activity, how do you deal with that? If you have late payments on your credit, how do we rectify that, right? So we're gonna go and talk about those topics throughout the next few weeks. In fact, we're planning all the way out to December as far as what videos that we're gonna cover. So if you have ideas, if you have topics, we're all up for it. So go and comment down below if you guys want to have us share anything particular to credit and improving your credit. And of course, we'll be bringing back Melvin Johnson, who's our in-house business credit expert. He's gonna be talking about business credit as well. So he's gonna have some updates for you guys, because I know some of you guys may have watched the video, $0 to $2.5 million in business credit. And we intentionally left out a lot of details in that video. So we're gonna come back to fill in some of the details and some of the more steps on how to do the business credit. So we'll talk about that throughout the next couple of weeks. I'm super duper excited, and I have an important announcement to make throughout the show, so do definitely stick around. We got 2 more minutes into the actual show, so if you guys are watching the recording, you guys can obviously fast forward to the 11 o'clock mark, where we officially start our show. So go grab your popcorn, grab your tea, coffee, whatever you guys like to drink. Popcorn, I love popcorn. Everyone in my family knows that I love popcorn, so grab your popcorn, soda, chips, whatever you like, or if you like healthier alternative, get your veggie trays, and we're gonna spend the next 45 minutes in our show. So I see a lot more people coming in. Welcome in. Go and comment down below. Where are you guys from? Where are you tuning in right now? And where are you guys headed? Maybe you guys are still at home, you guys are commuting, or you're at work sneaking, watching our show without your coworkers or your boss knowing, who knows? But go and comment down below. We'll love to connect with you and give you a shout out as you guys come in. Cool? Alrighty. Okay, so we got 1 more minute, guys, and we'll go and officially get started with our show. Super duper exciting, because I got a lot to cover about business credit today, and it's been the topic for the last couple days in terms of people wanting to know more. I had lots of questions about business credit, so we're going to be talking about that as well. And another thing is, you guys can always go ahead and ask us questions through our main company email. So the main company email we have is info@thekwakbrothers.com. That's again, info@thekwakbrothers.com. So if you have any other questions, go and comment or send us an email. If it's going to be a super duper long email, go and send it to us, because we have a team of individuals that take a look at that email, and they may be able to help you. And if obviously they can't help, it goes to me. So I usually try to help at more of the higher level. So we are officially getting started. It is 11 o'clock Central Time, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Q&A show with the Kwak Brothers, which, by the way, a quick announcement. We are going to be doing these live shows coming December. So starting December, the first Monday of December, we're going to be doing, we're going to do evening Q&A. So we're going to go from 11 o'clock Central Time to 7 p.m. Central Time on Mondays. So we're going to be doing once a week instead of doing twice a week. So you'll just get one of us each week. We'll be rotating. So I just want to keep that in mind. And we'll make this announcement more fervently, if that's the right word. We'll make this announcement a little bit more intentionally, and we'll let you guys know and notify you guys. So starting December, write this down on your calendar or wherever you guys get reminded. We will do lives on Monday nights at 7 o'clock Central Time instead of Mondays and Wednesdays, just so that people who, obviously are working, they have a chance to watch our show and as well as ask questions real time. Okay, so let's go and get this started. So today we're going to talk about Business Credit 101. And as you guys know, our format of the show, we will take in questions, pretty much any questions that you guys want to ask, whether it's real estate related, business related, HELOC related, pretty much anything, as long as I know the information and I can share with that information with you, I will do that. Now, the main central theme today is Business Credit 101, but first we have to highlight one of our sponsors, and that is PropStream. And a lot of you guys probably memorized this by now, but PropStream is our go-to software for real estate investing. Now, if you guys are looking for real estate deals, especially off-market real estate deals, meaning these deals and opportunities are not necessarily listed in the public domain, the MLS, well, you have the opportunity to look for these off-market opportunities by using PropStream. Now, with PropStream, you can look for multifamily, single family, whether you want to fix them, rental properties. PropStream can help your investing activity much simpler and faster using the tools that may not be available for everyone. Also with PropStream, you can get access to marketing tools, such as being able to send out postcards to your neighborhood, so you can go and solicit to see who might be interested in selling. Those are all part of PropStream software. Now, my listeners right now get 7-day free trial with PropStream. So all you have to do is go to rei.thekwakbrothers.com. That's this way. There we go. So I got to get my directions right. This way, okay? Go to rei.thekwakbrothers.com. Get signed up and try out the software for 7 days. If you don't like it, all you have to do is just cancel, and we just part away as friends. So go ahead and sign up for free. Check it out. You'll be amazed. Daniel and I were both blown away. You'll be impressed, so sign up today. Okay, so let's go talk about Business Credit 101, and I'm gonna let the questions sort of build up because I only see 2-3 questions, so I'll go and keep on asking questions down below. I'll go again to a part where I'm gonna answer all these questions in a row. So with business credit, a couple things we had to establish is business credit is entirely different from your personal credit. And when you build business credit exclusively, you can build a separate credit profile that is entirely different from your personal profile. So if your personal credit is down in the drain, I mean, I hate to admit it, but if you have terrible credit, building business credit could be a fresh start for you while you're working on repairing and sort of improving your personal credit. Now, having good personal credit is not required when it comes to building your business credit. While it may help, it certainly expedites the process, it's not a required thing. So with personal credit, business credit, they're separate. Whatever activity goes on in your business credit doesn't affect your personal credit, and whatever activity goes on in your personal credit may not affect what's going on in business credit. So a couple things that are main difference with business credit and personal credit is with personal credit, your utilization matters a lot. Now, what do I mean by utilization? Well, utilization is simply how much of your credit are you using, revolving credit specifically. So revolving credit is like your credit card, line of credit as such. And let's say you have a $10,000 limit line of credit card. Let's make it simple. Let's say you have $10,000 limit credit card and you use $3,000 of the $10,000. Well, you have 30% utilization rate, assuming that that's the only credit card you have. Now, if you have multiple credit cards, let's say 4 or 5 credit cards, what your credit will do is it will lump up all the limits into one giant mega limit, and it'll add up all the balances across the credit, and that's how your FICO scoring model will factor in your utilization rate. Now, utilization rate has 30% influence or impact on your personal credit. What that means is when calculating your credit score, 30% of that rubric is going to be utilization. So it's a pretty good chunk. While 35% is payment history. You know, do you pay on time? Are you paying your creditors back? That's 35%. So the next biggest chunk is utilization. And I know a lot of you guys may not have that problem of paying, you know, your credit cards on time. I'm sure a lot of you guys don't, but the second biggest factor, obviously, in calculating your personal credit score, we're talking about FICO here, is going to be your utilization rate. So the healthy, quote-unquote, percentage to be in is less than 30% utilization. Once you get to about 30, 40, and 50, this is where you're gonna start to see a decline in your credit score. Obviously, if you're 100% utilization, obviously that has the most negative impact in terms of your utilization. So you wanna be anywhere between 2 to 30% in terms of your utilization. And of course, there's two ways to really achieve this. Number one is obviously pay down that balance if you can. I know that may not be an option for some of you guys. But the second option is to get a credit line increase. So you can go and call your credit card companies, or if you're eligible, call your credit card companies and say, hey, you know, I'm requesting a credit line increase. You know, what they'll do is obviously it will increase your limit, thus assuming that your balance stays the same, your utilization rate will go down. So if you're at like a 35% or 40% utilization rate, this is something that you guys can do as a short-term ways to lower your utilization rate so that, you know, your credit score can improve. Now, when talking about business credit side, your utilization rate does not have a significant impact on your business credit score and the health of your business credit. But what does matter in business credit is how fast and early do you pay on time? Because a lot of what goes on in business credit is 30-day, net 30 days, meaning when you buy something, most businesses and vendors and creditors expect you to pay them off in 30 days. So a lot of times with business credit, the biggest component to business credit is going to be the how well on time are you when it comes to paying for your bills and your credit. So that's hugely, hugely important when it comes to business credit and establishing business credit. Before we get to the steps, I'm gonna go ahead and answer some questions that we have in the live show. So let's go and answer some questions. Okay, I'm gonna pull up my live chat. There we go. So we got Lightning Fast Healing that's asking, hello, are the HELOC banks in every state? Yeah, so almost every 50 states in the US continental offers a form of a home equity line of credit. There is an exception when it comes to Texas. While they do offer a home equity line of credit, their laws and rules are a little bit different in terms of how much you can actually draw. So in Texas, the minimum draw that you have to do is $4,000 for every draw. Now, this does not impede with our strategy. You can still use our strategy as far as our accelerated banking strategy. You can still do it in Texas. Obviously, the only caveat is you would have to do a $4,000 draw, but there is a workaway around that, okay? Kimbella Renee is asking, hi, I have a HELOC out on a property that has no regular mortgage on it. Will this strategy work to just pay off the HELOC also? Absolutely. So you don't have to have a mortgage to pay off the HELOC. You can just pay off the HELOC the way that we teach you is simply take all the income and savings you have, dump it into the HELOC. The key here is to lower the average daily balance on that HELOC. You guys getting that? And obviously using that HELOC to take care of expenses. Of course, if you guys have watched our complimentary 40-minute web class that we offer after you guys download our calculator, I go and explain to you guys my favorite version of the strategy, which is called the hybrid strategy. I'm not gonna give this away because I want you guys to go and watch that 40-minute web class. And you guys can go and do that after you go and download our calculator at chopmymortgage.com. CHOPMYMORTGAGE.com. I can't believe I've spelled that for you guys, but here we go. ChopMyMortgage.com. Go and check it out. Download the calculator, and then following the confirmation page is going to be for you guys to go and watch our 40-minute web class. Okay. Zaneta is saying, good morning, Sam from California. Good morning to you as well. I was surprised some companies, they don't accept HELOC payment. For example, Chase and Kaiser. These companies returned my payment, claim they don't accept HELOC. Can they do that? Yeah, so they can decline your payment. That's totally fine. That's at their discretion. Now, what you can do is you can go and draw the money from your HELOC back into your checking account, and they're writing a regular checking account check. That's, I mean, it's a hassle, but that is a workaway around. Very few companies will do this, so you don't have to worry about consistently doing this all the time. But if it's a reoccurring, let's say a mortgage payment or a term loan or installment loan, it might be a hassle, but this is something that you may have to do. Just cut checks every month from your checking account, or just draw the money back into your checking account and just do an ACH transfer to those companies to pay those bills. Okay? All right, back to the topic of business credit. So when it comes to business credit, there are steps that I wouldn't say are required or the mainstream. There's no one way that's, one size fit all, but this tends to be really the one size fit all solution for many business credit or new businesses that want to build business credit. Now, here's some couple things I want to lay out when we're talking about business credit is number one, you have to have a business, okay? You can't just go and say, well, I don't have a business, but I'm gonna pretend and say that I do have a business just so that I can create business credit. No, that will be considered fraud and misrepresentation, and that's not a good thing. It's illegal, in fact, to defraud the bank, so you don't wanna do that. So be legal, be ethical. If you actually have a business, then you have a business and you can go build business credit. Now, let's say you do want to start a business. Let's say you work for a normal job, you work for a company, 9-to-5 job, but eventually you do want to start a business, or maybe you have a side business that you want to start. Sure, why not? I have friends that, literally I have friends that go to garage sales, buy stuff from the garage sale, and list them on eBay, and they make pretty good money. They make $1,000 a week just, buying and selling things on flea markets and garage sales that obviously people really don't know the value to these items that he's buying. And he's doing pretty good. That's a side hustle that he does, and that's considered a business, right? So that's considered obviously self-employment income. So he has the legitimacy and the ethical standing to go and build business credit. My wife, she makes soap, she makes lotion. In fact, I'm her #1 customer. She makes lotion, soap, candle. She does great things. She's got a business, so she can build business credit. Let's say you work for a job, but you have a side hobby of maybe threading or making hats or making clothes, and you want to sell that on Etsy. Well, congratulations, you have a business as well. So you don't have to have this grandiose, 6-figure or 7-figure business that you run every year. You don't have to have it. You just need to have a side hustle that, even if you make, let's say $10 a week, that's still a business, and you have one. So what you can do is you can go and build business credit with that. You don't have to have substantial amount of income to build business credit. So another thing is, if you are a real estate investor or you want to invest in rental properties or fix and flip houses, well, congratulations, you also have a business as well. So don't forget that all counts in the realm of self-employment, business activity. So you can go and build business credit that way. But if you have zero intention of having a business, even a little teeny weeny side business, if that's not your intention, then building a business credit will obviously be considered fraud and misrepresentation. So you don't want to do that. Okay, so here are the steps, and I may miss the steps because I don't have in front of me, but let me try to recall it to my best of my ability, and I'm going to be 95% close and accurate when I say this. So when it comes to step one in building your business credit, you first want to have an established business, obviously, whether it's an LLC or a corporation, a C Corp, an S Corporation, or an LLP, which is very rare. A lot of doctors and lawyers do LLPs. So obviously you're going to have to establish some sort of legal entity for your business. Now, I'm not an attorney, I'm not a legal professional, so I can't give you any legal advice or practice law over the camera, obviously, but what I can tell you is to go talk to your local attorney and someone who's an expert in your field, and have them advise you on which legal entity is best suited for your business activity. So for me, as a real estate investor, I have both S Corporation and an LLC. My tax professional doesn't like an S Corporation, but my attorney says I should. So go and weigh in some professional advice before you go do anything. So I have an S Corporation and an LLC, and the way that I built my business credit, and I'll go through the steps that I went through, just so that I'm not prescribing anything that I haven't done. But what I've done is I went and built a website, and you don't have to have a fancy website. Just to get a domain, $12, okay, from GoDaddy, and get a website built. And a lot of times you can build a website for free. Just make it look decent and nice, not just a white page with words. Have some pictures, throw in some the services that you do, and go and put those in there. And also get a free Google Voice number. And you can go and get a free Google Voice. If you have a Gmail account, it's free. So get a free Google Voice number. That's number 2. And another one is an optional thing. This will help, but getting a fax number. If you already have a fax number, great, congratulations. You can use that for your business purposes. And another one is a business address. Now, there's a couple ways to do this, and obviously the best way to do this is actually have a separate business address that's completely different than your home address. So that's good, but there is an alternative where you can get a virtual office. That's another alternative. But you can slide by using your home address for now, although it's not as effective as having an actual physical business address that's separate from your personal address. So those are things that you need to have. Website, a separate phone number, which you can get from Google Voice. A fax number is optional, and a separate physical business address. So those are the things that you need to have. What you do with that information is go you have to now list this with 411. So I believe it's the site is list my name or list me or .com. But if you Google list my business on 411, it's usually the number 1 or 2 search result where you can go and list your business for free. Okay, it doesn't cost anything. It should be absolutely free to list your business online, 411. And that process usually takes about a week to complete, to finalize. So that's what I've done. After that, I got what's called my DUNS number, Dun & Bradstreet number, which, by the way, if you guys are taking notes, I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to take notes. So do take notes. So Dun & Bradstreet is a credit bureau. It's a business credit bureau. They've been around for a while. It's a company that's been around for a few hundred years. And what they do is they track business credit data. So it's very similar to Experian, Equifax for a personal credit bureau. This is specifically for business credit bureau. So you're gonna get what's called a DUNS number. Now, DUNS number, completely free, there's no charge, although sometimes the website may tell you, hey, you gotta pay $49 or $95 to get a DUNS number. You do have that option if you wanna get an expedition, if you wanna expedite in getting your business credit, that's completely fine, but it's totally not necessary. It takes about 3 weeks to get a Dun & Bradstreet number. It's sometimes less. So you don't have to pay for it unless you're trying to rush it. Obviously, there's no reason to, but just keep that in mind. So get a DUNS number. This is kind of like your business credit number, credit social security number, so to speak. Another thing I forgot to mention, back to getting an LLC and corporation, with the advice of your attorney, is getting an EIN. EIN is Employer Identification Number. This comes from the IRS, Internal Revenue Service, and the EIN is essentially your social security number for your business. So you got your EIN and your DUNS number. Those are 2 identifiers as far as data reporting agency, credit reporting agencies to use to report data on your business. So let's go and recap a little bit. Your LLC, corporation, whatever legal entity that your attorney advises for you to use, you're gonna establish your business information, your name, obviously, website, separate phone number, fax number, and address. Get your DUNS number, list your business in 411, super duper important. And then after that, you guys are gonna go and get started as far as getting credit, building credit relationships with certain creditors. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and actually take my vest off because it's stinking hot in here, so give me 1 second as I do this, okay? All right, these lights in studio, oh my goodness, they're super duper hot. So let me toss that over there, boom, there we go. Plus, it doesn't help that I'm drinking tea, so bear with me here. Whew, I'm actually starting to sweat. This is we usually have like a mini air conditioner in the back that blows air to my body, and it feels nice, but we don't have that today. So after you go and establish all the foundation basics, you're gonna start establishing net 30 relationships with certain creditors. Now, due to liability reasons, I'm not gonna mention any of these names or the companies that extend credit, but it's floating out there somewhere in the internet world. But go and find these retailers that offer net 30 trade lines. And these net 30 trade lines are basically credit accounts. They'll invoice to you after you make a purchase, and you have 30 days from the invoice date to go and make that payment. So a company X that I usually buy my office supplies with, I just gave you guys a clue there. So company X, they sell office supply. I go and buy, let's say, $100 worth of office supply, and they'll send me an invoice. and that invoice says, hey, Mr. Sam Kwak, please pay your invoice within 30 days. And then I make the 30-day invoice. Now, you want to have at least 3 of these relationships established, at least 3 to 5. My number personally is 5. I want to get to the most optimal level. So you want to get to 5 of these relationships that you have in that 30 trade lines with. So a lot of times these companies, they sell office supplies, they sell stamps, they sell things that we need in the office. And what's cool is that you can buy a lot of things that could also be doubled for your personal stuff. Obviously, you don't want to commingle funds, but those are some of the things you can buy. I remember when I first started building my business credit, I ended up buying like a box of toilet papers. I had like 80 toilet papers in my closet. Like literally, if you were to open my bathroom closet, the whole wall would have just been toilet paper, which is kind of funny. So I bought like $50 worth of toilet paper, just to build business credit, which is kind of funny. So you want to have 3 to 5 relationships, and you want to do that for about 3 months. You want to have 3 months of payment activity in your business credit profile. Now, what this does is these creditors, the retail companies, are going to report their payment activity to Dun & Bradstreet. Now, this is super duper important because if the retailer or the creditor or the merchant does not report that activity to Dun & Bradstreet, okay, there's really no reason for you to continue that relationship, because the purpose of the relationship is for you to be able to have payment reporting on your Dun & Bradstreet credit profile. So do this for about 3 months. You'll hit what's called a paydex score of 80. So paydex score is basically a credit score for your business. You want to have at least 80. I rarely see anything that goes above 80. 80 is good, like you're on the dot. You may get 100. 100 is when you pay early, or I guess before you buy the stuff. So I usually stick with the paydex score of 80. And once you hit the paydex score of 80, now you can go and upgrade to some of the other merchants and retailers that might be a little bit more stingy in terms of who they lend credit to. Now, one thing that I forgot to mention is that this process is basically if you want to build business credit without any personal guarantee. So if you want to build a business credit that's completely has no ties to your personal credit at all, this is the process. So I remember getting business credit, net 30 trade lines with 3 to 5 different companies. And then I started getting gas cards with certain gas station companies, and then I was able to achieve that without using my personal credit. So because they saw my paydex score, they said, oh, this person has a paydex score of 80. That's sufficient for us to extend credit, and that's what they did. So I didn't have to use my personal credit, and they gave me like an $800 gas credit card. And it's all I needed. Started using that card, right, to buy gas and then pay it off. Had that for about a month or 2, and then I started upgrading to the next level of merchants, different electronics store, a little bit bigger box stores that I went, and then started building relationships with them. And the key here, guys, is to routinely check your business credit profile to make sure that all these merchants and retailers are reporting any payment activity to your business credit. So you're pretty much stacking from one retailer to another and to another. And I remember I got to the point where I walked into the bank. I had all sorts of different relationships with big major retail companies. And I went to the bank, and then I asked for just a regular credit card. And they gave me a $17,000 limit business credit card without any personal guarantee. So that's pretty cool. And I was also qualified for an auto loan, no personal guarantee. So this is a pretty good process that's completely independent from your personal credit. So if in case anything goes wrong with my business, let's say for some odd reason I had to file bankruptcy on my business credit, it's not going to affect my personal credit at all, which is pretty cool. So that's the point of business credit. But what's nice about business credit in general is oftentimes when you get line of credit or credit cards, the limits tend to be way, way higher. So I've seen people get $1 million credit line, which is crazy big. I've seen people get $50,000, $100,000 on their first try after establishing some history of their business credit. And a lot of times you can build business credit rapid, fast. Whereas personal credit, it takes years and months and grueling amount of time to build decent amount of personal credit. With business credit, you can get business credit built rapidly, fast, and very quickly. So this is the key distinction with business credit versus personal credit. And this is why I love business credit. And I tend to use more business credit than personal credit now more than ever. So just a reminder, folks, go ahead and leave your comments or questions down below. Pretty much anything you guys want to ask today, whether real estate, HELOC strategy, accelerated banking, you want to ask me about business credit, which is the topic for today. We'll go and talk about it. But this is really to give you guys what's a preview of what's coming ahead throughout the next couple of weeks. We're going to be dropping some credit improvement, both personal and business. We're going to be inviting back our special guest and friend, Melvin Johnson, to talk about business credit. So it's going to be super excited. And a quick announcement for you guys. But before we do, we want to talk about you getting access to our free owner financing course. So if you guys are wanting to buy rental properties, but speaking of credit, if your credit is terrible, well, one thing you can do to get around that is to buy properties using owner financing. Now, owner financing is a concept where you, as the buyer, to buy properties, can negotiate an arrangement with the seller where you make monthly payments to the seller just like a bank. In exchange, the seller gives you ownership right of the property. So really, the seller is the bank, and you're just making monthly payments. No credit check necessary. No debt to income ratio necessary. You don't have to turn in tax returns. Those are all pretty much an optional thing when it comes to seller financing. So you guys can learn how to negotiate for seller financing by going and sign up for a free owner financing course, and that's right there. I keep pointing the wrong way. Right there, so there we go. It's mirrored, that's why. The monitor is throwing me off. Right there, freeownerfinancingcourse.com. Again, that's freeownerfinancingcourse.com. Our listeners here at the Kwak Brothers get access to this course absolutely for free for being here. Go and check it out. Go to freeownerfinancingcourse.com. Sign up today. Okay, so let's go ahead and tackle an announcement that I have for you guys. So I'll actually be out of the country between December 16th through January 31st-ish. Now, the question now begs, what's going to happen to our YouTube channel? Well, we're still going to do videos. We're going to be recording a lot of videos up ahead. I will also be doing videos in Korea, out of the country. That's where I'm going to be. I'll be doing videos in Korea, so we'll have some special episodes being done in Korea, which is kind of exciting. I don't do a whole lot of videos out of the country, but we'll be doing some videos. So expect for me to be gone out of the Q&A live videos during those months and weeks. So just a little quick announcement. Want to give you guys a heads up. But keep in mind, we're changing our live Q&A shows to Monday nights starting December. So make sure you guys jot that down in your memory banks. Okay? All right. Okay, we got a question from Lighting Fast Healing. Can you explain how is it I can protect my equity with the HELOC? Also, if I have equity already, how can I use that now to invest in multi-units? So when it comes to protecting your equity, I mean, it really comes down to not jacking up and using all of your HELOC, and don't max out your HELOC. Again, this is something that I'd say over and over, and of course, I'm not giving any financial advice here, but my suggestion and opinion is that you should use less than 30 to 50% of your HELOC limit. So yeah, don't jack up and max out your HELOC. That's not the right thing to do, in my opinion. Just use 30 to 50%, which obviously keeps your equity intact. Another thing is, with that rule, try to keep your overall debt level in your home or any property less than 70%. So if your home value is $100,000, my suggestion and opinion is to keep the balance of the loan or any debt, combined debt, less than $70,000. Now, another thing, the second part of the question is, you were asking how to invest in multi-units. Well, just yesterday, we released a video on how to use a HELOC to invest in real estate and invest in investment property. So you guys could definitely go watch that if you're interested in going from having a HELOC to buying rental properties. We just released that video yesterday. It's fresh, it's still hot, it's still steaming. So go ahead and check out that video if you guys want to go from a HELOC to buying investment property. I go into a very thorough detail on how to do it. So I would definitely go and check that out. Okay. Steve Lawhorn is asking a question. I like the accelerated method of paying off mortgage. Anything you would do different if you have savings? Can I pay back a chunk, say $15,000 to my saving? I have 2 years worth of savings. So Steve, very impressive. Not many people have 2 years worth of savings, so congratulations. You've been doing a fairly good job. Now, what I would do, and this is purely my opinion, and I think it makes sense from the standpoint that you can actually save more money and interest and still be able to access your funds anytime. Now, my argument to just keeping, I guess my argument against just keeping money, around your savings account is you're actually losing money that way. Now, here's what I mean. Let's say you have, $25,000 in your savings account. Okay, I'm just using this as an illustration. So you got your $25,000 saved in your savings account. You're probably earning anywhere between 1 to 2% annual percentage yield, right? APY, if you're lucky, right? Certain savings accounts are super low in terms of the interest yield. But if you have one of those fancy money market accounts, you're probably making 1 to 2%. If you're lucky, maybe even 2.5%. But the problem with that is the inflation rate is around 2%. So you're not really making money. Your money is corroding away. You're sort of flatlining and you're not really making much money. If you're making less than that, let's say your savings account pays you 0.25%, well, you're losing money. So it's better, in my opinion, what you should do is take that $25,000 in your savings account and then just park it in your HELOC. Now, the reason why I tell people this is you're taking that $25,000, doing a principal payment against the HELOC, thus you reduce the average daily balance of your overall HELOC down. Now you're saving, let's say, anywhere between 4 to 7% interest on that $25,000 principal reduction. Whereas if you just kept that $25,000 in your savings account, you're really earning a very minuscule amount. In fact, you're losing money if the inflation is rather high. But if you throw that money into the HELOC, you pay less interest in the HELOC, and by virtue of doing that, you're essentially earning money, and you can access that $25,000 whenever you want. Remember, HELOC is revolving. You can take that money back out. So in case you need to use it for emergency or dire situation, which is not Vegas, you can go and access that money whenever you want. But until you do, that $25,000 or whatever amount that you have saved is doing the work for you as far as not paying interest on that $25,000. Does that make sense? So I don't really believe in savings accounts anymore. Just throw it in my HELOC or my business line of credit, park it there, and I can use that money whenever I need to during emergencies and rainy days. So there you have it, folks. That's my opinion as far as using the HELOC. Cool? All right, so just as a friendly reminder, go and drop down questions if you guys have any. Real estate investing, HELOC strategy, credit, improving credit, business credit. And I'm actually gonna, I don't know if I wanted to share this with you guys, but I'll do it anyways. So I'm actually in the process studying to get my real estate license. Now, this may come as a surprise for a lot of you guys because previously, many years ago, I was against it. I was like, I don't need a real estate license, don't need it. I'm a real estate investor. My primary business activity is involving buying properties, adding value to it, selling it for profit, or cash flowing it using as a rental property. Now, my decision has primarily been driven by the fact that having a license does give me a little bit of an edge and opportunity. And it's kind of one of those things where, if you have a doctor's degree, they're like, oh my gosh, he's got a doctor's degree, he's a PhD, right? So there's that. As much as I don't like using titles, I don't like using academia, right? I believe that true merit should be shown and demonstrated by action, not by titles. But there is something to having a license where it gives me a little bit of exposure. We also get to monetize our current business anyway. So as you know, here in the Kwak Brothers, we do have a bit of brand. We do have a recognition, and I've been talking to Daniel, my brother and my business partner, about how to further monetize what we do already. And here I thought, you know what, getting a license and maybe even establishing a sales department for real estate specifically could help us probably double our income and give us extra income without really adding much load anyways to what we do. So my question to you guys is, should I continue to embark in this journey of just being an investor, or should I get my real estate license go ahead and comment down below. I'll leave this to democracy. Go ahead and say yes or no. Yes, I should get a license. No, I shouldn't. I should not. Just stick to where you are. We love you as you are, Sam. Go and comment down below. We'd love to hear your opinion on it. Because you are the people that I serve. I love you guys and appreciate you guys. And honestly, without your support and your viewership here in the Kwak Brothers YouTube channel, we probably would not be able to do this. And none of this studio and our amazing people on the other side of this wall, they wouldn't be here without you being here watching our show and keeping me motivated and accountable. So go and comment down below if you guys would like for me to be, if you guys want me to get a license. I mean, I'm taking the course right now. I'm 20% finished. But if you guys want me to do it, yes. If you guys don't want me to, no. And if you guys want to explain why, you guys can do so as well. Your opinion will be greatly appreciated. So go and comment down below. Cool. Oh, another thing I would like to ask you guys while I'm looking through this is please do go and click like on this video, because what it does, and I'll be honest, it does help us a lot with our YouTube algorithm. So if you guys know how YouTube works, it works based on a math equation. So it tends to push videos that have lots of likes out to more people. The more like that we have, the more exposure our videos are seeing. So if you guys feel like all of our content that we talked about is super duper helpful, go and click on like button. It doesn't charge you anything. It takes literally 2 seconds to do it. Do help us out here to get more of our videos out. And here's the consequence of that. If we can get more of our videos out to more people, if we can get more views, if we can get more subscribers, well, what tends to happen is we can go and get more resources, get more talents, get more people to help us to help you. So essentially, you know, if you can help us with our YouTube channel, we can help you by, you know, getting more of the famous, popular people in our channel to do guest speaking. We can spend more money on better equipment and better things to help you guys. So it does help us a lot if you do go and click on like in our channel. Gives us more exposure. More people are going to see it. So just a little transparency, and I'll be honest, right? You know, I'm trying to promote we're trying to promote our channel here, so just letting you guys know about that. Cool. Merrily Fields is saying, "You're young, have fun doing both." Well, awesome, thank you, appreciate that. In fact, I'm actually secretly 40 years old. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not. But we Asians, we age really, really well. So I can probably be 40 and still look like this. That's what I'm praying for. So let's see what happens. Okay. Stephen Loft is saying, get your license, commission discounts on the buy and the sale, and easy to get real estate professional status to increase tax breaks. Yeah, that's a pretty good, I would say it's a pretty good justification. It's a pretty well written. I appreciate that feedback, Stephen. And yeah, that's a good logic there. Cool. So it is 11:38, folks. So we'll take on a couple more questions. As far as business credit, again, we'll be bringing Melvin Johnson back to our show to give you guys a couple more videos. Definitely excited. So yeah, we'll have some more business credit topic coming very, very soon. Cool. And just a reminder for all of you guys, we're moving our live shows to Monday nights at 7 o'clock starting December. So we're only going to do one live show a week. This is so that we can get more people to watch our live show and to participate. I know a lot of you guys are at work. People who work a job may not be able to get to our live shows on time. So we are going to go and switch our schedule to Monday nights as far as our live show. And we'll continue our upload schedule to Tuesdays and Thursdays to 2:30. So every Tuesday and Thursdays, we're going to go and release a new video at 2:30 p.m. Central Time. If you guys want to get notified, go and click on the bell notification icon to get notified. You know, obviously, if you have that on, whenever we release a new video, you get a push notification. You'll get notified on your phone so that you won't miss any of our videos that are coming up in the next few weeks. Okay. Lightning Fast Healing says, yes, I should get a license. Thank you so much for your feedback. Appreciate you guys as always. Cool. All right, so I don't know if I see any other questions. Let me actually refresh because my phone sometimes acts out and is weird. So let me see if we have any other questions below. Okay, I don't think we have any other questions. So here's what we're gonna do, folks. If you guys have any other questions after the show, I will pay attention to the comment box. We're gonna go and end the show here right now. And if you have any long question or maybe a private question you want to ask that you don't necessarily want it to be shown, you guys can always email us at info@thekwakbrothers.com. If you guys feel like this show was amazing, if you did a good job, go ahead and give us a click once again, like button, okay, and as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can help us to help you guys when it comes to finance, real estate investing, credit, to help you guys make more money to become financially free. All right. Thank you so much, guys. We'll come back next Monday with Daniel being here for the real estate Q&A, and we will see you guys next week.